Hey, what is up, everybody? We are live, and we are going to look at the fourth quarter stuff and draft a team, maybe two. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So is a little bit, there is something that's different. I fully expected this contest to be weeks 13 through 16 and end on week 16 to give us a different final split, but they opted to not have this active during week 13, which is Thanksgiving week. And instead, it's week 14 through 17, which means that like I I really wanted week 14 to be week 2 with the 2 of 5 advance, so you could kind of ignore bye weeks completely. Uh, I mean, they still matter, but missing CMC in week 1 is gonna be a huge difference, and I think you kinda want CMC versus the Bears in week 17. So, it's a much, much different format because of that. I fully expected them to have the the weeks 14 or 13 through 16 here. Uh, I am not a fan of that. I wish it was otherwise. And what's up, Pepper Tony? How we doing? Thanks for popping in. What's good, emo cowboy? Yeah, we oh, so I was sharing the wrong tab. But yeah, like I was just saying, I wish this was not week 14 through 17 and that it was going to be 13 through 16, so you don't have to root like a, a third final sweat that wasn't included with the rest of the best ball sweats would make more sense to me. I think that's a huge miss by underdog. They don't miss on a lot of things, but to me that is gigantic. I think that it would be been much cooler if this was a week 16 final sweat and then you got a second final sweat in week 17. So I'm a little disappointed in that, and mostly disappointed because of the bye week thing, because there's only one team on bye or one set of teams on bye, and it's during the first week instead of the second week with the 40% advance rate. So like it was almost kind of like the first quarter, which I loved because there were no bye weeks. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm still gonna do them. Don't get me wrong. I'm actually gonna, I think, focus on fourth quarter a little bit. I think I'm gonna try to get like 40 of them or so because I've did reasonably well with the first. Like the second quarter, I didn't get one of the finals, but I did 11 and had three of them. No, I did. What did I do? Third quarter, or second quarter, I did 30 of them, and I advanced three of them into the last week because this was that week. This was the if you win, you go to the championship week. So I did 30 of them. I advanced three of them to the semifinals. The first one I done 47. I got two of them to the finals. So I think that I am okay at this format. So we're going to kind of go through some things. Uh, Number one, going to kind of just skim through all the players, look at matchups, see what to kind of change up, like based on the season, see if anything stands out. Uh, Doing them today is probably not the smartest with the trade deadline being tomorrow. So I do think that our RB or wide receiver or two will get moved. So Jonathan Taylor, it's hard to not think that he's just the smash of smashes. He gets Jacksonville twice in this. That's fantastic. The easy advance week, you get Seattle. Bijan versus the Rams doesn't look as good as it did preseason, in my opinion. So I don't know about that. The Minnesota schedule, Dallas, you get your hard matchup in week 2 as well. Actually, the hard matchup or in the good advance rate, and then Pittsburgh, Minnesota. I know he didn't do good versus Minnesota this past week, but it is still a dome. I think it'll be fine. But actually, while we're looking through that, I am going to go ahead and queue up for one of these. I have no idea how long it'll take to actually get into one. We can kind of discuss it as we go. And I just entered and waiting on 2 people. So it'll probably feel pretty quick. But yeah, we can kind of talk it out during the draft as well. Josh Jacobs getting Chicago twice and Baltimore. I know Baltimore's defense is going to get better, but they also have, like, the Packers also have their hardest matchup during week 14 or 15. So, like, 3 of these top 4 have pretty good schedules for this contest specifically. And then Derrick Henry, like, his end of season schedule is pretty awesome. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. I guess the Patriots aren't a good rush or they're a great rush defense. So that one doesn't feel great. And then we have the Packers, who was a great rush defense until they ran into the buzzsaw that we know as Rico Dowdle. An absolute smash right now, Rico Dowdle. Who could have seen that coming? Saquon Barkley being drafted after Ashton Genty in the ADPs here, like, that to me is a huge miss. Like, the Chargers, the Raiders, the Commanders, and the Bills. Like, if you get Barkley teams to the Best Ball finals or to the Best Ball playoffs, I think he's going to have a good, like, I could see him and Taylor being a swap, right? Like, last year, Taylor was the guy who was hard to get, but smashed all the way through. I could see it this year being the other way around, to where it's Jonathan Taylor is who you need to get there, and then Barkley is the one who smashes through the playoffs. Like, the Raiders, the Commanders, and the Bills. Are you kidding me? Like, I know the Bills kind of, like, they didn't really shut down Kansas City, and Kansas City doesn't even really have a good run game. They shut us down in the pass game, which is fine for Barkley. HN, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Tampa Bay, that's almost as golden as you could want. The Jets aren't even bad to go against either. So he feels really good. Swift, I do think Monungai done enough last week to earn a little bit of a little bit bigger role. So I don't think I'll be taking Swift at that ADP. The schedule also isn't favorable. Green Bay until last week had a good rush defense. We'll see if it was just Rico being Rico or not. But he has to play them twice, and Cleveland. Yes, you get San Francisco at the end, but that does not look good for the Bears for this contest in general. The Cowboys, you have the Lions, Minnesota, Chargers, and Washington. That Washington game could be a really fun one for fantasy. RIP Jaden Daniels. I haven't seen yet how long he's going to be out. If, like, he could be back in a couple weeks. It could be season ending. And season ending by precaution, right? Like, I doubt that the Commanders by week 16 are still going to be in the playoff hunt, really. They're a couple games out already. So if it's going to be something that is close, there's kind of no reason for him to come back. All right. So the lobby filled. We got the 111. We got FF Links in here. Absolute pro. I don't see any of the Who crew here, so hopefully I'll just talk openly, which I do anyway. So looking at the ADPs, I haven't looked at it mixed with the wide receivers. So Justin Jefferson, I'm going to be in on him. Washington, Dallas, Giants, Detroit. McCarthy showed a little life. Like, I think I'm going to be pretty big on Justin Jefferson. Kyron Williams feels a little worse with Blake Corum getting a bunch of volume this past week. So there is that. maybe did Emo Cowboy go live as well? I know that in pre the season, Fantasy Sanctuary went live. Tom and Emo, and if so, I'm gonna jump over there in my off screen. All right, so Gibbs, Taylor, Bijan. That feels. I'm probably going to take CMC over Bijan in this contest, even with the bye, because, like, if we look at the Niners, Tennessee, Indianapolis, and Chicago all feel like pretty good matchups. And if you know you're missing him in week one, you can just draft a couple more running backs, and you can like target a week one matchup for a secondary back, like I don't know, like if Rashad White has a really good matchup that week, target him a little more with your CMC to hopefully advance you through. My one BBM flyer has CMC, Taylor, Dowdle, Wild. Hey, welcome to the Who Crew, No Ball Fantasy. Thanks for popping in. I did 22 of them. I have 3 advancing and like 4 of them close to advancing. So, do I want? I think I just want Justin Jefferson. Like I get it. And if I don't get James Cook, I'm actually like, so Rashee Rice having to play Houston. That kind of sucks. So, yeah. All right, I will take this every time I can get it. We get a week 1 Cincinnati Washington matchup here. Week 2 Dallas. Like James Cook versus Cleveland, that does suck. I will have to like look specifically for something for that week. I pump a lot into the smaller dollar ones. Usually do 1 or 2 entries into BBM just for fun. Yeah. Like you got to do whatever's best for your portfolio, right? Or for your bankroll. So, oh, thanks, Fantasy Dog. I would like to believe that's true. I'm just out here giving the best advice I can. Whether it's good or not, I don't know. We'll find out. I've been pretty bad on, like, I'm pretty good at advising you to draft the players that got hurt. I will tell you that. I'm pretty good at that. So R.I.P. to James Cook and his best ball season. He is now on IR. I have now taken him. He will get hurt this week. It's a fact. Every one of the third quarters I done, second quarters, if I draft, like I did like 2 or 3 a week, generally one player from one of those teams went out for the rest of the season on all those teams. So hopefully nobody here is heavily invested in James Cook because he just got the death sentence. Just so you know, just so you guys are aware. Yeah, and the BBM stuff, like I don't love it as a contest. I prefer the sprint, honestly. Just because of the advanced stuff, like the advanced rate stuff, right? So, and I mean, as you say, your one BBM flyer has CMC, Taylor, Dowdle. That's a pretty. Oh, you only put 1 entry in. That's awesome. I mean, CMC Taylor is like the best first, second round pick you could get, and then Dowdle. Hopefully, you dodged injuries. My portfolio is filled with Cam Scatterbo, Austin Eckler, and James Conner. So it's really hard for me to look at any of my teams and see a fully healthy RB room. And then I was very into Jarquez Hunter, which was one of my misses on the year. And he's also basically a 0. So we got so as far as this, like looking at what's happening, we have 3 quarterbacks off the board already. I think I'm just gonna wait on quarterback. Like doing the other versions of this, I'm noticing that the 3 quarterbacks like just hope one of them gets home thing like tends to work because the top quarterbacks aren't separating an insane degree this year. Like the Bo Nix week, yes, and then week 1 as well. I would love Quinshon Judkins here. Like I think there's a gigantic drop off after Judkins. So we get Judkins. He also plays James Cook in that week, and I don't like. I'm not targeting that by any means, right? But Buffalo's run defense is worse than their pass defense, and that is James Cook's probably. Like, that's easily like he has a pretty rough schedule there. All right, and Bucky Irving is probably too low in this contest because he hasn't been playing, right? So he's rated all the way down here. He has New Orleans, Atlanta, Carolina, Miami. So we're going to go ahead and take a flyer on Bucky Irving. We have our hero running or wide receiver here, and then we have 3 RBs, no buys, and we have one of them versus Buffalo, one versus Carolina, and one versus Cleveland on the second hardest advanced week. And the hardest advanced week, we have Cincinnati, Tennessee, New Orleans. Like that feels really good. What's up, W4 Omega? Hey, if you're just popping in, please smash the like. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoy the content, please toss a sub over. We were 1 away from 330. So that would be super cool if we got there. I had a semi-sweat in the hurry up this week. I was number 1 with 142 points after the early slate with 0 players to go. 142 was won several weeks. And I looked at my team and I had a 0. I had Roma Dunze on that team. I got 142 points with Roma Dunze on my team. And like I knew I was dead to win. But I thought I might still finish top 15 or so. I got knocked all the way down to I think it was like 57, 58 or something. Let me go look real quick. So I went from $2,000, which I didn't believe, all the way down to $50. Yeah, so here's the team. It was Caleb Williams, CMC, Josh Jacobs, Roma Dunze with a 0. Big fat 0. T. Higgins and Loveland. And like until Bowers absolutely smashed, I was going to be top 10. But with the 2 late touchdowns, like it just absolutely cooked me. But that was kind of fun. What's up, Hut Daddy? Like it was pretty laughable that I had that many points with a 0. 142 points with a 0 with 5 players. Yeah, Chicago scores 47. Roma Dunze had a 0. Like, I would have been. He cooks like I had a like I. Apparently, that corner over there is pretty good. So I kind of like the dart matchup here, and you get a little bring back that week. I'm going to go ahead and take Wandale here and see if I can't loop around dart. I'll have to fight around the bye week there, but I'm fine with that. All right, so we have a little stack here. Probably look to add a random raider later. Was in a 10K basketball sweat last night and ended up with 150. What a sweat. Yeah. It's anti-sweats are the worst. My sweat last year in the Bestball finals, I went from $4,000 to 1,500. And it literally, like, I thought I was going down to like under 500 because I had no players going in that. What was it? It was San Francisco, Detroit, right? The Monday night game. And Detroit, like, every Detroit player scored enough to be like, if they would have scored one more point, I would have dropped 2 spots. So I ended up finishing 9th because they scored enough to drop me, but they didn't score enough to bury me. So like, it was an awful experience to watch that game, to be honest with you. And every single, like, Ricky Pearsall came from nowhere to bury me. I looked at him on somebody's team. I'm like, yeah, I don't got to worry about that. Guess what? I had to worry about that. Not the most fun. The anti-sweats are not the best. Had a Dunze on your last eliminator and advanced? Heck yeah. Who was Dirty P also has an eliminator advancing, and he had Roma Dunze on one of his too. I think he should be advancing both. I think he had 2 of them and should be advancing both. So let's look at what's going on here. We have, so Drake May went here. I remembered that. That's why I decided to take Wandale and push Dart. I didn't think he would, because Drake May and Dart both do have a bye week in this stretch as well. All right, No Ball says, did 15 rookie and sophomore on underdog, advancing 5 of them. My best team had 1 quarterback, Drake May to the moon. I have a single rookie and sophomore team, and until last week, that team was absolutely loaded. And I lost Scadaboo and Travis Hunter same week. So RIP to that team. Nice knowing you. So do I want Kamara? Yeah, I think I want Kamara here. I just don't see them doing a whole lot. Like, Tampa Bay, Carolina, Tennessee are all good matchups. I could be done at running back there. I'll probably add another, but we have what do we got? JJ McCarthy's all the way at 155. I'll take him early, but not that early. So at this point, I need to not really target. Man, what do I want? I think I just want Debo. Like, it's got a little bit of a correlation there and there, right? Or right there. But the Packers have a really good schedule, but man, it does not feel like it's going to be Matthew Golden. Like, with Christian Watson back. Yeah, Dart. I ended up at like 4% Dart. Let me find my my rookie and sophomore team. So, like, a bunch of my big stands hit this week, and I was like, maybe my advance rates get better. Well, all the teams I have my stands on are in last, and all the were, so, like, I got a bunch of teams from like 7th to 5th, which does nothing. And I lost a lot where other people had those. All right, so this is my rookie and sophomore team. Bo Nix, Caleb, Bucky, Hampton, and Scadaboo. RIP, right? Like, talk about hitting the nuts and then getting kicked in the nuts. Right there. Bucky, Hampton, Scadaboo, Hunter, Pearsall, and then I got the Egbuka, Burden, Jalen Knoll, Pat Bryant. I even got correlation here because I have Caleb Williams with the Pearsall bring back. Pearsall hasn't even played. I'm still in first. Bucky at least comes back this week, I will at least get points at running back this week. I didn't last week. The Hunter thing is pretty devastating, though, for that team. I may take a late flyer on Jalen McMillan in this because, yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Are you in this pod, by the way? And if you are, let me know who you are so I can snipe you. I mean, so I can look at your team. We got I do need another. So what pick are we at? We're at 107. Aaron Jones got hurt again. I haven't seen how bad it was or if it is bad. I'm going to guess that Godwin is pretty healthy by then. This is an ADP that I would be attacking if I was most people. Chris Godwin at 110. I like that. I like the Bucky at 42. They have a really, really, really good schedule. Mike Evans is out. Rachaad White, is going to give up a little bit of that role, right? Like, he's not going to continue to be the absolute man. I don't have a tight end yet, but I think I just want. I'm going to kind of lean into a mini team stack with the Saints here. They also have a decent schedule. Okay. Yeah. Hey, no problem. Yeah, I try to add a little humor in there. I sometimes succeed. So we'll go through the team real quick. We have Jackson Dart at quarterback. Through 10, we have a 1-4-5. Jackson Dart, James Cook, Quinshon Judkins, Bucky Irving, Alvin Kamara. Wide receivers, JJ, Wandale. Wandale, wide receiver 2, feels very gross, but it sadly makes some sense. Debo, Godwin, Shaheed. Man, I feel like this team has a lot of firepower. Like a lot of firepower for one of these things. Drafted in the fourth quarter. I haven't drafted since. Yes, this is a fourth quarter. And just so you know, it's not technically even the fourth quarter because it's weeks 14 through 17. And it should have been weeks 13 through 17 or 13 through 16. I'm kind of upset that they did it 14 through 17 because I wanted a week 16 final sweat and then a week 17 final sweat as well. I didn't want to have to being able to partition it out would have been more fun in my eyes. Because I've already drafted, I spent all summer drafting these combinations, right? If you wanted to do the bringbacks and the matchups, I spent the whole summer doing that. A little bit of a different feel would have been nice. So it looks like all the quarterbacks go right in here. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I love this RB room. I don't think you're going to be able to get Judkins and Bucky down here with JJ for very long. I'm personally going to be taking Judkins and Bucky in the middle of this round, if not higher. Yeah, I think everybody who's commented about it agrees. We will actually make that a poll. What weeks should fourth quarter of been? So we got 13 through 16 or 14 through 17. All right, we got a poll. If you could vote, or if you want to vote, you can. If not, I'm too busy doing that to pay attention to my team. We will take the stack with Theo Johnson. Jackson Dart, I was really hoping he made it all the way back. Dart has really been targeting wide receivers. So, or his, not wide receivers, but his tight ends a lot. two different tight ends. I think it's like multiple weeks in a row. Two different tight ends have a touchdown, if I remember correctly. And we push JJ McCarthy around the corner. Like I said, I was going to take about 130. So I have two stack quarterbacks. I will probably take a third. I'll just take another name just to make sure I have two available to me for the first week, because the first week is the hardest advanced week. It's 16.7%. Yeah, if not, I guess that makes sense. Like a 15 through 18 would have made sense as well. But 15 through 18 would have been like the biggest crapshoot possible. That's a good price on Vidal, actually. I do. Where did Hampton go? Hampton goes at 77. So let's look through these names and see what to look for. After the draft, I'll go through the entire board and we can kind of discuss like what makes sense, what I think will move, what I like. Like Hampton may not come back till week 13, but I do think Vidal's done enough to at least keep somewhat of a role, no matter what. And going into the season, they were going to use like a 70-30 or 65-35 split anyway. Like I had a bunch of Hampton because of talent, but I don't see them not doing that now that Vidal has proven that he's fine, right? I know he had a bad week last week, but that was more of a game plan with the Titans than anything else. No, sorry, I had to cough for a second. But yeah, I kind of believed in McCarthy after that last game. Like his offensive line hasn't been healthy the entire season, right? Like Carson Wentz looked really bad as well. I kind of give him a little bit of a pass because of that. Like he's like first NFL game you're playing and you have that offensive line. Yeah. Yeah, Vidal should have been playing last year to some extent. And if he played some last year and he played like he's playing now, Omari and Hampton wouldn't have went there. Right? Like we would not have Hampton on that team. Which I would have loved as a Chiefs fan. Yeah, I meant to set. I usually set that blanket up behind me, up in the chair, but I was watching games and I was using it earlier, so it's an absolute mess in here. Excuse me, please. I'm so filthy. We got a man like. That feels gross, doesn't it? That feels really gross. Do I want to? I might just chance that actually. So Zach Ertz is a pretty good pick there. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take Zach Ertz. I will need a third tight end as well. And what RBs are left? Because there's not a whole lot. There's a couple RBs I would take a shot on if they make it back around. I think I want. I think I just want Fields. Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and take. We're gonna take the shot on Fields. Like if Fields has another good game after the bye week, Miami, Jacksonville, New Orleans is an awesome schedule. So like I don't know that he stays the starter. I actually don't believe it will happen the whole time. But if he has another good game, it could be. what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Justin Fields will be starting in weeks 14, 15, 16, and 17, or at least part of them? I mean, he could get benched and then somebody get hurt again, right? Like that could also happen. And like I don't know. Like maybe it's just biased because we were taking him. I thought he was a good pick here at 107 all off season. Which, to be honest, he's got a couple spike weeks, right? Like because his like if you look at his game by game stuff, and I will bring that up right now in another window. So you go game by game, like very usable, very usable, very usable, usable. It doesn't matter what the lows are because you want Fields for spike weeks. 29 is kind of that's a spike. That's a spike. That's close to a spike. And that's a solid week. So 4 of his 7 weeks have been useful, right? So I think he's been a solid pick still. Yeah, and I think he should keep the job. And if he keeps the job, he absolutely moves up, right? If he has another good week this week, we don't get him at 150 or we at 160 next week in this contest, right? And those are the edges I'm going to look at. Like if Bucky comes back and is healthy, we're taking him up here, right? If Judkins comes back and is healthy, he's going up there. I had not seen that yet. Is that true? Let's look it up. Yeah, I mean, it looked pretty bad. It's just, yeah, I mean, it looked bad live. So it would not surprise me if that's what happens. So tight ends, like, and you get Mason Taylor all the way down here as well. Like, I will absolutely take this if I get him as well. So I probably need another receiver more than an RB. But man, Isaiah Davis feels pretty like I don't think Breece Hall gets traded. I do not think that happens. I think I actually like Ollie Gordon more. Like Ollie Gordon has a good matchup here. You get a week 17 versus the Saints or versus the Bucks. I have a headless Bucks Dolphins stack in here now because we got Bucky, we have Godwin, and we have Ollie Gordon to go up against him. I think I like that. So I could be done at that position. I'm done at quarterback and I'm done at tight end. So now time to take 2 more receivers. I am a little thin at wide receiver, but if Godwin comes back and is actually healthy this time, Debo, Godwin, Jefferson, Wandale, Shaheed feels fine. Yeah, I think Judkins and Bucky could be an absolute steal. Like I do think Wandale could just be a bad ADP, but like, yeah, I only did that because I wanted Dart, and which reminds me, where did Darius Slayton went at 143? So that's an ADP to watch out for. Slayton at 143 feels pretty good. They have a good schedule. So if I take Dart again, I will keep that in mind and I will pull him up to the 120s. I think, like, I absolutely want Alec Pierce before him, though. Like, the Alec Pierce ADP, he's getting disrespected still. This guy is either auto drafting or hopeful that Hunter didn't have a season ending IR. Was there news on Travis Hunter yet? I'm going to look it up right now. I His ACL is intact. Per source, Hunter is going through additional testing to determine the extent of the injury and how long he will be sidelined. So, can you search it and it highlights the board like that? Yes. Yeah. If you just Control F and then type in Gordon here, pops up. That's how I found it. So, yep, you can always do that. That's actually how I usually find things whenever I'm trying to look for them on these, like in the boards. Whenever I'm going back through, all your tips and tricks right here. Taysom Hill, that's another ADP we need to watch out for. They were using him. Taysom Hill at 201. Move him up the board to 180. Like definitely move him up the board a little bit. I could play the let's go Raiders real quick. Man, those are ugly, aren't they? I'm going to take Kyle Williams. There was a report today that said they may try to use him more, and I'm a sucker. So, let's I'm going to let my boy Pat Bryant be undrafted. I don't know. I don't know if I can do that. Oh yeah, Ray McLeod's on the Giants. I don't really need a bring back here. So Diami Brown is probably a pretty solid pick in this last round. I will probably take a stab or two on Turpin, but that's because I have a problem. Yeah, I do think that Tyquan Thornton's a good pick down here. Diami Brown has good matchups. We're going to take Diami Brown. Raiders rookies feel better week 18 than Lockett. You are not wrong. All right, so we have our first one in the books. It's a 3-5-7-3. We got Jackson Dart, JJ McCarthy, Justin Fields. Running backs, James Cook, Quinshon Judkins, Bucky Irving, Alvin Kamara, Ollie Gordon. Wide receivers, Justin Jefferson, Wandale, Debo, Godwin, Shaheed, Kyle Williams, Diami Brown, and Theo Johnson, Ertz, and Mason Taylor all at tight end. That honestly, the tight end room feels pretty good. I have 4 players on bye week 14. So I only have 14 players for the first week, but I have a lot of good matchups. I have Fields and I have McCarthy and Jefferson versus Washington. That feels awesome. With Debo as a bring back, right? So I don't know why that didn't pop up with the color there. And if you're wondering what this is Best Ball overlay, by the way. That's how I'm seeing all these, all the who plays who. You can come over here, select that. It's a really, really useful tool. So I'm actually going to jump in the next lobby as well for anybody who wants to join. And while we wait on that one to join or to fill up, we have 7 waiting on 7. So while we're waiting on that, we're going to look through the board. If you guys want to know a player, like where they're being drafted, type them in the chat. I'll look it up. And because I'm going to kind of just eyeball through here and talk through what I think. So CMC, to me, his matchups are awesome, but you have to sacrifice week 1, right? Puka and Jamar Chase, the clear 101, 102 at wide receiver. JSN, I do kind of agree. You just move him all the way up. Like, he has been insane this year. So I wouldn't even fault anybody for having JSN over the other two. I'm not going to do that. but if you want to, I don't think it would be the worst take out there. Like we're gonna see it in some dailies, right? Like in some daily weeks, you're gonna see JSN go above those guys. Adunze goes up 24. All right, so yeah, like DeAndre Swift's a player I'm not gonna touch yet. Where did Kyle Menengai go? London went at 21. Maybe. Let's see. Did any of the quarterback? Okay, so none of the elite quarterback guys only took one quarterback. I know there's a group of people out there that believe you could take. I do not. Yeah, that's okay. That's kind of what I've been expecting the whole time is week 13. Because I have a whole bunch of Hampton and I haven't got good injury news all season. Yeah, like I just expected that a month ago because that's how my seasons went. And by the way, we are waiting on 3. If you want to do a fourth quarter, we are waiting on 3. Trey McBride at 28. That could be a place to target. Trey McBride in the finals gets the Cincinnati defense. They didn't say that, but they kind of alluded that it may be longer than 4 weeks. They basically said it would be longer than 4 weeks. Is all they said. But yeah, Trey McBride, I think I'm happy moving him up over the quarterbacks and Swift for sure. Roma Dunze, maybe like I'm fine taking him in these areas depending on like how I feel for the draft. Flowers, Metcalf's probably a pretty good pick. They do have to play Cleveland in the finals, so I don't know about that, but they're much more susceptible in the air than they are on the ground. I don't know, like this Drake May ADP feels weird because if you can get Dart here, Baker here, Daniel Jones here, Bo Nix here, like Darnold, Rod, like I don't think I like sacrificing a Bucky Irving, a Bowers ADP, by the way. That is wrong. Like, I think I like Quinshon Irving over Bowers, maybe. Probably not. I probably prefer Bucky Bowers there. Like I probably actually prefer Bucky and Bowers. That is something I missed. I missed the Brock Bowers. Like, and that would have been so good because I would have got like I would have been the bring back on Dart as well. I think the next time I'm on this side of the board, I'm gonna try to do that for sure. Yeah, and T Higgins is pretty low as well. He was in the last contest as well. I had several teams with him on it. Because Joe Flacco is a real quarterback, right? Like, as much as you want to make fun of it, yeah, he's a real quarterback. Marvin Harrison could be like, I assume he's going to absolutely smash tonight, and his price is going to go up, and I'm going to be completely out on it. So if I am over here and he's available, I may take a share or two today. Like if I get an early pick, we're still waiting on 2, by the way, 2 people for the fourth quarter contest. So like for me, if he smashes tonight, and if he doesn't smash, we're going to get him down at like, if he can't smash versus the Cowboys without Kyler Murray, like all the narratives are wrong, and it's a him problem confirmed, in my opinion. So we either get this is the cheapest he is, or it's the most expensive he is. I will take that gamble though. If like I think that's a good pick, right where he's at for the current state. Ricky Pearsall still going at 74, never playing. That's a good shout. Christian Watson was a player I was wanting to look at earlier. Christian Watson at 156. Yeah, that's a really strong. And Chase Brown. Well, let's look it up. So Chase Brown's at 44. That feels pretty good. Like, so basically, how I'm seeing this is Chase Brown, Bucky Irving, Quinshon Judkins, and Bowers. Let me bring up another window. And kind of like mess with rankings real quick. So, like, I can agree with these, right? Like, I'll probably put Gibbs there. Puka's an awesome matchup. I want some CMC. We'll see what happens there. I think I'm Jamar. This all feels pretty right. I'm probably not going to get any of those. What's up, Kai? How we doing? How we doing, Hartman as well? Yeah, and he will probably be. I haven't seen how hurt Taj Brooks is, but he is definitely hurt. So CD Lamb, like I definitely want these. I want these elite wide receivers or running backs before Josh Allen and Lamar. I feel like I can replace those values. Now Lamar, Pittsburgh Cincy feels really good. He'll help you advance. Josh Allen could be the key in Week 17 as well. That is something that could happen. And Derrick Henry has a pretty reasonable schedule as well. But I think Henry there. Pull up London. I like McBride. Achane actually has a really awesome schedule. Let's pull him all the way up. Like I think Achane, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Tampa Bay. Like I want a lot of him with that situation. Where did he go in this draft? So Achane did go ahead of some of those players. He went at 22, which makes total sense to me. So we pulled Achane up the board a little bit. I think, like, I don't know if you are going to argue Rashee Rice here, but I think that makes sense. Maybe I'm a homer. I think at this point you can slap in the elite quarterbacks if you want. I'll just put them there so they're still on my screen in case I want to take them. And Saquon Barkley, as I was saying earlier, he's got a really good schedule. So I will actually move him up quite a bit as well. And I do think that, like, Chargers, Vegas, Washington, Buffalo, like that is an awesome, awesome schedule. So I think I want to move Saquon all the way up the board. Where did he go in my draft? So yeah, he got moved all the way up to 15. So volume here, he knows what's up. CD, who I also really like, he moved him all the way up. So I think I'm just going to move. Yeah, I think I'm going to move him up right here. Like, just like it doesn't matter. They're all the same pick. I definitely want Achane and Barkley before Derrick Henry, though. We've seen some signs of life here from Genty. So I think I'm actually going to move all the way down now. And this is where my rankings are going to get wild. Like, where's Brock Bowers? Like, I'm fine with taking Bowers. Like, I'm not going to take him here, but I'm going to move people around so I know the players I really want. So, like, Igbuka, I like his schedule a lot. I kind of like him probably more than the elite quarterbacks. I really like Judkins. I really like Bucky Irving. at cost. Jalen Warren's probably a really good cost, or a really good pick too. Jordan Addison being before Brian Thomas and AJ Brown, that's some wild, wild stuff. Where the hell did Jordan Addison go? Jordan Addison went at 41. So the people also agreed that that was absolutely wild. So like if you look at these initial startup rankings, they have Addison at 36. I think that's insane. Under ARSB, yeah. Okay, yeah. Which makes sense. That's a game stack at least. So I think I like taking Bowers up here. It's hard to argue Javonte Williams right now, right? Like, I'll put Genty there. Look at the wide receivers. Rome or Devonta Adams. Rome, Nico. Like, we'll just kind of click the guys. Waiting on one. We need one more person to fill another one of these drafts. Kyron. Like, I'm not going to be taking any Patrick Mahomes at 29. Yeah, BTJ, like, he should be going pretty late. I probably won't get very much of him. All right, so we are picking at the back of the draft again. I mean, we're all blind, sir. We got FK Coolers at the 103. Dak 488 Lamb, welcome back, sir, at the 104. Absolute Crusher here in the 5. I've got the 109. FF Links is yet again in. T-Bear, welcome, Terrence. Hope you're listening. It's like this will probably be a little sharper room, like a pretty sharp room, because they've all been listening to me, and I'm so sharp, right? Leroy Judkins, right? Like that's how I feel about it. It's Leroy Judkins, buddy. Get it right. So I do need to do oh, by the way, I believe Fanspeak Network is live right now. If you're watching this, if you could do me a favor, they go live in a few minutes. If nothing else, I will send the link in my chat here in a minute. But whenever they go live, I'm going to put the link in there. If you're not subscribed over at Fanspeak Network, go over there, subscribe, hit the like for me. It'd be super cool. We got but I wasn't going to stream today, but I love these contests. So I might be able to I got you, sir. And it's looking like there's a pretty reasonable chance that I advanced 3 of I only did 9 third quarters. I'm like almost positive to advance 2 of them, and most likely going to advance 3 of them unless some crazy stuff happens tonight. So do I want Amon-Ra here or Jacobs? I think I want Amon-Ra. Like, because I think a lot of these running back ADPs are wrong, I'm going to bring up some running back ADPs. Like, the wide receivers seem closer than the running back rankings to me. So I'll pull up an Achane or a Saquon or something to pair with that, hopefully. I don't know about you guys. I feel a lot more comfortable. I feel more at home doing these 12 or these 18 round drafts. And also, shout out to Underdog for making this 20-second clocks. I don't remember if the other quarters were 30-second or 20-second. Yeah, Jefferson Rice feels really good. That feels very good. So yeah, I'm super happy with either one of these. The current ADP Barkley is a little higher, so yeah, we'll go ahead and take Saquon Barkley. But the really cool thing about this as well is you're only hold on, you're only cool if you like the Fan Speaks stream. Yeah, I read the Madison voice, and I don't even remember the Billy Madison voice. It's been so like I just know that was an awesome, awesome, awesome movie. So the final sweat will be a lot different because the ADPs are so different from summer that you're going to have completely unique combinations, and you could easily win. Like I'm not going to say easily, you could place high in one of these contests and in another contest with like one shared player, just because the ADPs are so different, right? Because if you have the one or two guys you need, and then all the other pieces around there, like you don't need the same team. You just need the one or two guys, and then some solid pieces around. And hopefully, the teams I get from this contest have more live players than. Actually, I have another one I want to look up. Where is Jacory being drafted? So, okay, Jacory Krosky Merritt going at 80. He's one I missed. Did the 1 through 4 quarter replace the resurrect? Yeah, it did. Drafters actually ended up doing a resurrection, or a second half, and it overlaid a reasonable amount. So, shout out to like I did a few of them at the end. And it felt pretty rough, honestly. It really did. So this guy who I said is also a crusher, like he takes Judkins way early, like way earlier than I got him, right? Like I think Judkins back here with Bucky. Yeah, and Bucky goes, yeah, this is kind of what I'm expecting. And Bowers went at 24. Okay. So a lot of those things I was saying already. Let's go with that. We'll take the 0-point Roma Dunze. When has he ever failed me? You know, he didn't fail me this past weekend or anything. Yeah, it ended up getting. Let's go look it up. It wasn't the little board 2, I'll tell you that. So where do I see? Hold on, I'm on the clock. I kind of want to RB here. Chase Brown, good shout out. We're gonna do Chase Brown here. I don't care about the ADP at all. Yeah, we're just gonna do that. We're gonna pull Chase Brown all the way up. All right, so how do you see how many entrants there are? Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of people that really wanted it still, right? So, contest details. So, 5,192 of 5,604. Let's do the math real quick. If I can get my fingers on the right button. that. Never mind. Apparently, I forgot math. And then I can't see. My microphone's right in the way. So 92% full is where we got. So, I mean, that's still like that's a little bit of overlay. Like that's worth something. I also need to make my pick'em for tonight. Definitely want to be doing. Yeah, so everybody kind of agrees that's paying attention that the Drake May over here felt wrong. Craft injury made me realize that maybe gambling on football isn't the move. I mean, pick an injury this year, right? And I think like the best ball stuff is, it's not for those of the faint of heart, right? It's really not. I love it, but it's not for those of the faint of heart. It's really, really awful luck so far this year for myself. Now, I kind of want him now, but I'm not going to take him because I think his ADP will drop. We could take a little bit of a team. Actually, we don't know yet the severity on Aaron Jones' injury, do we? Like, if we know the severity of the injury or of the Aaron Jones injury, let me know. So, AC joint sprain. Okay, so he should be back next week, apparently. But I still think that's a fine ADP for him. And I think with this team, I'm going to actually push the rest of my the rest of the running backs as well. And then if Goff makes it back, we'll take Goff. If he doesn't, it's fine. I know Jameson Williams came on this side of me because pause. We got Jordan Mason here. I was going to take JMO if he came back around and to try to set up the make a push. And this guy has Patrick Mahomes, so I didn't think he would take that. The Fanspeak Network, by the way, just went live. Here is the link in my channel. If you want to pop over there and at minimum, give them a thumbs up. They deserve it. They're good people. They were very, very close to cashing a pretty nice parlay yesterday. So let's look and see what I've got going on right now. We are through 6 rounds. We have Saquon Barkley, Chase Brown, Jordan Mason, wide receivers, Amon-Ra, Rome, Stephon Diggs. This one doesn't feel as good as the other one. The other draft definitely felt better. Let's see what the friends of the channel are doing. We have T-Bear here, CeeDee Lamb, Devonta Adams, Pickens, AJ Brown, George Kittle. He takes a little bit of a fall on Drake May. Good luck to you, sir, at pick 82. Oh, that's why he took Drake May, because Dak Prescott went at 52. Got it. That makes total sense. So 0 RB, and I will make a 0 RB team or two. I think the earlier you draft this contest, the more likely the 0 RB is to hit. So, like, if you're drafting this in 3 weeks, those 0 RB teams have a much lower chance of hitting, right? Because you're not going to luck into the injury stuff. And like for season long, that's why the zero RB thing kind of works, is because it's the whole season. And I think that if you want to mix some zero RB teams in, I think that this week and next week will be the 2 weeks to kind of do it, and to do it less later. Not that you couldn't get there later, but to do it less later. Yeah, so we got Coolers here. He's got Bijan, Javante. I'm gonna have a hard time clicking him here, but I will be clicking him here. He's done nothing but prove that he needs to be in that area. I'm assuming if Achan was there, Coolers would have taken Achan. Nico, Hurts, Warren, Dobbs, Mayfield. He is not worried about quarterback anymore. I mean, yeah, I will absolutely take Jared Goff here, if I can. Or yeah, I kind of figured you were. T Bear almost gets JCM all the way back. I'm curious what how he's feeling. Like, so T Bear was one of the guys who came in my channel a lot and was talking up JCM like way like a long time ago, right? Like back in pre-draft. And like for everything, like I think JCM's lack of success is kind of less of a function of him and more of a function of the team at the moment. I don't think he's as good as a lot of people thought he would have been. Oh, RJ Harvey's also a great price. That's a good find. RJ Harvey the last 2 weeks, I think 5 touchdowns. That's a really nice snag. Tyrone Tracy, probably not a great snag right now, but like I think it's fine where we have him. Like we'll go ahead and do that. We have the people to carry through. Next week's contest up. They keep. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, shout out to Underdog for ruining the victory formation. Only top 20 get paid now. It's $30, less contestants. They at least bring the third and long back? Because I will probably just max the third and long, because the third and long it's basically a 3 max of what the victory formation was. Yeah, so the third and long is back. It's a 3 max, 564 entries. With the 2,000 to first, 1,000 to second. So if you max it and you get a top 35 team out of 3, you get your money back. Top 75 get paid. So 564 top 75 get paid. Feels fine. Yeah, I think I like this contest a lot more. Yeah, JCM is good. And a Dobbins with juice, but yeah, exactly. That's right. And I mean, you absolutely nailed that he's good. And like he looks really sharp when he's cutting, and like so he seemed a little hesitant last night. I don't know if you noticed that, but like he was standing in holes a little longer than because the first couple of weeks he was incredibly decisive. Last week he seemed very indecisive, or last night he seemed indecisive, and to my opinion, and you are not wrong. My 13% Jaden Daniels has not been great. It has not been great. And yeah, like I don't and honestly, shout out to Davis Maddock. Davis Maddock is like one of the only people that like actually gave a bear case in the preseason for the Commanders. He's like, I don't know, I could see them not working out that well, and with a sophomore slump kind of thing. But like this isn't really a sophomore slump thing. He's just hurt, right? Which that was why going into the NFL draft last year, like I'm not saying I was right by any means. I personally had Bo Nix at 1, Jaden Daniels at 2, Drake May at 3, and Caleb Williams at 4. So, I mean, I think if but the reason Jaden was at 2 wasn't talent; it was injury concern. And like I don't know. Like I hope he doesn't continue to have this happen to him. Yeah, they are very old. All right, so I'm going to take Sam Darnold here actually, and I'm going to look up something. Oh, I removed. We'll just do it on stream. If somebody wants to, oh, Torrey Horton already went? How high did Torrey Torrey Horton literally went right there, right in front of me. No wonder I didn't see it. Because I had closed out to look for Torrey Horton. Maybe I could draft this guy that I heard about yesterday, Cody White. Probably not going to draft Cody White. But if you want to, Cody White is in the player pool. Yeah, like I was very into Austin Eckler preseason, and I think that is a whole lot of run bad, honestly. We'll just go ahead and lock up that backfield and be done at running back. So we lock up Minnesota. We have Saquon. We have Chase Brown. We have Tracy. We have Amon and Rome and Diggs to kind of anchor and Adunze and Amon to anchor us through the first week. We'll probably go depth there. Yeah, like an abject disaster. Absolutely. Like that it feels really bad there, right? Like there are no good vibes. And like going into the season, I was like, I'm probably wrong on Deebo Samuel. I started getting some Deebo. I was wrong on Deebo Samuel early in the season. But yeah, I'm very curious where JCM ends up going next year, because it's like almost for sure that the Commanders go out and get some offensive line help, right? And that we expect them all to be actually, that's another good one. I missed that best ball on Cole. So Singletary undrafted right now. That's actually a good shout. I don't want to cough. I can't get my mic turned off. But yeah, going into next season, I'm very curious where he goes, because I do think he's going to get super hyped. They weren't built well. A bunch of old dudes and Jaden Daniels, and he was Superman last year, right? And he's built like a toothpick. Seems Jaden was in the streets and mingling, and not in the virtual I wonder. So I actually think I'm not going to take much Jaden until I get some clarity, because as I started the stream, I was saying I kind of expect them to not really be in the playoff hunt by the time he's ready to come back. And at that point, why would they want him back, right? Like I wouldn't want him back if I was them, Yeah, I got it. I was just stumbling through words, because it's something I do. I'm pretty good at it. I'm pretty good at stumbling through a conversation. So we're going to go ahead and take yet another Viking. What could go wrong? And I think we're just going to like do the Dart McCarthy thing again. What could go wrong? Get that draft pick, baby. Even Cam Newton struggled to be Superman multiple years in a row, right? Which is wild because Josh Allen doesn't. Josh Allen, actually, Loveland was the right pick. I think I didn't realize Loveland was available. What's his actual ADP? 146. That's got to change. So Loveland's another one to look out for. That's a really good grab. So we're going to take McCarthy. We're going to have we're going to end at a 3-5-8-2. We're going to take one more punt tight end and a bunch of receivers to end the draft. If I end up feeling okay with the receivers, I will be done. I will do another 3-5-7-3. But I will be done after this draft. Think I'm going to go visit my nephew. So should be a good time before the game gets started. What draft pick are we talking about? The Ravens just trade somebody. I haven't been able to follow the trades today. So commies get the oh yeah. They still have right, yeah, exactly. I'm following now. I'm in the conversation. I don't believe in assets connected with Caleb. He's too inconsistent. I kind of agree. And I don't know. Is it just me, or does it look really awkward when he runs? Like it looks like when he's running, it's just like a toddler who doesn't know where he's going, running in circles, like looking for a way, or like he just like looking, like just going, like no plan, just going. Because like he does this thing where he like starts to scramble out, and then he stops in the middle of it, and then he restarts sometimes. Like, am I the only one that sees that, or what? Like, maybe I'm just a hater. I'm wondering, because I will admit if I'm a hater. What's up, Sandy? How we doing? I will absolutely take AJ Barner. Heck yeah. Get my Sam Darnold stack. That's what I was hoping would happen here. So now, hopefully, I could land Darius Slayton as well. I wanted one of those two. So hopefully I could end up getting him back. Where is Booty? Okay, so he's not hurt long term. That's good. Jalen Knoll might be a fine pick now. I'm not a fan of Caleb, but the Bears are very good for Spike Week format. Oh, yeah. No, they are. All right, so we are done with our Week 14 stuff. We have Tracy. We have Slayton. We have the opposite side of the Dart and the McCarthy. Like I'm building kind of the same shell with the teams, but the sides of the team that I've bet on is different. Yeah, like, oh yeah, no, he's been an awesome fantasy asset. Like, I'm talking like real football. Actually, that's a really, really good shout, Hartman. And like Taysom Hill going at 190. Like he was at 204 in the last draft. So apparently they already updated the rankings. Jaden Reed, Watson, I'm sure went already in this one. Yeah, he did. Jalen McMillan hasn't been drafted yet. He's a thought. I don't think McMillan comes back, but if you have Baker and you want to take him in round 214, I think I'm okay with it. Tesla for Vikings. For real football, I see their all potential. Yeah, that's kind of I'm not saying he won't get there. And he absolutely has the head coach that could get him there. Like that's just a fact. I just think that right now it just kind of looks like he's just he doesn't look comfortable at all. And I mean, I get it. Like he has bad men. Like not like who did he play last week? Oh, I guess he didn't have like Travion or Henderson or Trayvon. Is it Trayvon or Travion? Henderson chasing him around last week. But yeah, like he has big guys chasing him around. So I think the Jaden Reed shout's actually really sharp. We could do Tesla as well. It's probably tied to if he can play with the Ben Johnson. Well, no, it's like the parts I don't like about what I see with him is we'll take Chimere DK. I like him in trailing game scripts all the way through. He does get San Francisco and New Orleans through the structure. So that feels fine. It's just like when he scrambles, it looks really awkward. And maybe it's not really, I'm not saying he's bad at it. I'm saying it just looks awkward because he is still fine at it, right? Like it does work. You know what? I'm going to take Taysom Hill here. I love Taysom Hill. Get some huge upside in my Hawkinson burner room. Since I took DK, it also gives a little mini correlation in that game. And I mean, I don't ever see Caleb taking 3 steps and just launching the ball. Right, like he's always running around. And he has some pockets. I don't know. Maybe his receivers aren't getting open enough. Who looks? There's a question for us. Who looks more awkward running? Kyler Murray, Caleb Williams, or Harold Fannin? I think it's Caleb. It's a pretty funny joke, but and Caleb slides all the time. Like, and he slides in really weird, like the way, I don't know. Like I said, I'm probably just a hater. And I live in Chicago, or I don't live in Chicago. I live in Illinois. A lot of Caleb fans around me. So let's look at what wide receivers I want here. Like, I think Tesla makes a lot of sense for this team. Because I'm just kind of shooting for upside here, right? Like, I got Slayton. Oh man, I actually need some guaranteed points in week. I screwed up. Slayton plus Diggs. I need to get. I should not have taken Hill. Yeah, that was a mistake. I should not have taken Hill. I need somebody to get me some guaranteed points. I'm actually going to take Isaiah Bond over Isaac Tesla here because Bond has been at least targeted a reasonable amount. I think he'll be fine by the time that they're playing here. Tennessee that week, I think, is a solid matchup as well. Can't take Kyle Williams on this team. Jaden Reed did go. Where did he end up going? Right here to Dak for 88 Lamb. Like, that's a really sharp. That was a really sharp shout by Hartman. And for those of you who don't know, on Wednesday nights, Hartman, I, and Candyman do a weekly stream. We kind of go over the slate, draft a dog bowl team, answer questions. We just kind of vibe. It's always a really good time. I think this week is on my channel. Haven't confirmed that yet. I think it's the third week. I think I started, so I'm pretty, or fourth week. So I think it'll be on this channel. I will confirm that later tonight. So we are done with this draft. We got a 3-5-7-3. Jackson Dart, Sam Darnold, JJ McCarthy. Running backs, Barkley, Chase Brown, Jordan Mason, and Aaron Jones with Tyrone Tracy. Wide receivers, Amon-Ra, Rome, Diggs, Darius Slayton, DK, Bond, and Tesla. So Amon-Ra, Rome have to produce week 14. And then DK, Bond, Tesla, I need 1. And then Hawkinson, Barner, Taysom Hill. Like, there's some upside there and some guaranteed points. I think it's a solid team. I got the bring back here in this game. I don't have a bring back on the Raiders side. But I think if you're in here and you would like me to go through your team, let me know. If not, I'm going to head out for a little bit before the games. Should be I think tonight's game will be pretty fun. I don't know. I kind of think it'll be. I don't know if it'll be high scoring, but I think it'll be like big plays, but a lot of running the clock. Kind of what I think. I think both sides will kind of try to run when they can. They'll be like neither offense or defense will really stop the other team, but they'll take a while to get down the field, kind of thing. Like, I don't know what is the over under for the game. I haven't looked. Like, I kind of expect it to be 48 points, 47, 48-ish points. And I think it'll hit right at that. Like, if I were to guess, I would say it hits right at that. But let's look. I'm going to look that up real quick. Nobody shouted it out yet, though, for wanting me to go through their team. Oh, over under at 53. I'm probably gonna bet that under. I think I'm definitely gonna bet that under. But that's just me. That's not gambling advice. That's just me being stupid. And with that, I will be back on tomorrow, this channel, 2 p.m. Central, with Steve. We will do a game-by-game breakdown of everything that happened this past week. I'm assuming trade deadline will happen right after our show or mostly during it. So we'll have a lot to talk about. Should be a great time. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. If you haven't subbed yet, please sub. This is not financial advice. Peace.